Hello, Patriots, and Happy New Year. I wish the best to you and your families for this year and many more to come. Today's topic is going to be about security in the upcoming lobby days in Richmond, Virginia. This video is not meant to be alarmist, however, preparist so that you can think about things to come. I do not have any first-hand knowledge of anything that we're going to talk about. This is all speculation based on things that we have seen in other localities, such as Charlottesville. Let's get into it now. Many years ago, I served with a really great lieutenant colonel. And he had one thing that helped keep soldiers and NCOs and warrant officers and officers alike in check. He said be in the right place at the right time, in the right gear, with the right uniform and the right attitude. And I think that's how we're going to address this today. Friends, I can't tell you what to do, and in lieu of that, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. So here's how I'm addressing these concerns in Richmond on the lobby days. Number one, I've recognized that there could be some shady stuff take place that I don't want my sons to be a part of. So I've decided not to bring them. Originally, I was going to bring them, but there could be groups there that wish to do harm, and I don't want my 15-year-old caught up in any of that. Now, I've been training him in Kempo for 8-9 years now. I'm pretty sure that he'd be able to handle himself just fine, but I'd prefer for him to not be in that situation in the first place. I've also considered my own accompaniment. I'm going with one of my old friends from high school. We both have military training and a nice, pretty strong background in martial arts. We're good to go to defend ourselves. And I'm traveling with him because I know him, and we're going to take care of each other if anything goes down. But we also have an understanding together that we don't want to put ourselves in a situation where anything could go down. So if it feels hairy and that little spiny spider sense goes, we're going to try to get out of the situation before anything kicks off. And that really talks about attitude. You know, I'm not looking at this as something to go and find glory on the battlefield. The only reason that I'm going to this is for Va2A News to bring this to you, to document this for posterity. That's the only reason that I'm going to this. I would not go otherwise. I am of the persuasion that I don't put myself in the type of situation where I would need to harm someone in order to defend myself. So when rallies and things like this come up, I stay away because I don't want to fight. And interestingly enough, I think that these Antifa guys and people that go and do harm, they go and do harm, and they can do so very easily because people like me and a lot of you guys out there listening know that you shouldn't go to these events because if pressed, you would probably react very, very directly. And it's better for your family to just not be in them. That means that I'm going to be looking around a lot more. I'm going to be aware of my surroundings quite a bit. I'm not going to just be running around with my head on the ground. I'm looking for groups of people. I'm looking for things that look and feel hairy. I'm looking for situations where just appears, that just out of my own heuristics tell me that we probably shouldn't be. If there's an alleyway and a choke point, I'm not going down that. I'm going to try to maintain the ground that I can in order to get the news that I'm trying to collect, but also be safe. It also means that I've got to think about what's going to happen if I can't get to where I want to go through a vehicle. I need to be able to drive. If I can't drive, can I walk? If I'm going to walk, I got to think about my feet. I'm going to be on my feet. If there's so many people that are going to be there, thousands, 10,000 people, that's going to lock down the city in a lot of ways. So how do you travel around? How do you get from place to place? If that's the case, if you don't know an alternate route, what happens if you get split up with your buddy? Do you have a checkpoint? Do you have a time hack where you've got to connect with and communicate with each other? Do you have any rally points? And all of those things require a map. Yeah, a real map, not a phone, because if the phone or lines of communication go down, how else are you going to communicate? You won't be with the map, and if the phones go down, it won't be through Google Maps either. So you're going to need to have some sort of communication device, like a little handheld radio, maybe a ham radio, maybe just a little two-way GMRS or GPRS or FMRS radio system, something like that. Could be something easily that you get from Walmart. But when you pick those things up, everybody and their mother might be talking on it. So do you have a call sign? Do you have a way to communicate with one another so that you can actually listen and scan that frequency so that you can reconnect and then diddy-mow, get up out of there? These are things you got to think about. Are you going to carry your firearm? Hey, that's a great question. Now, if most of us will already have that answer. Eileen Filler-Corn, the incoming House Speaker, says that she's planning on banning guns on the Capitol, in the Capitol region. Now, she actually didn't say that outright. That would have called an outrage, but it was easy to inference from when she said that she was debating it with her new majority Democratic Party. They're going to ban them. So that's a problem. If you do, you're going to be committing a crime because it will be disallowed in that area. So are you going to carry anyways? I don't know. Are you going to have a mouthpiece? Look, if you get into a scuffle, man, if it starts looking hairy, you don't want to get your teeth kicked in. Are you going to carry a mouthpiece with you? Guess what, buddy? I am. Okay? Might sound a little silly, but this speaks to the attitude that I've got. And then finally, you've got to always be adaptable. You've got to always be able to change with the situation. You've got to be able to improvise. And I guess finally, are you going to carry any little medical supplies with you? Are you going to have anything in case you get a cut, a scrape, a bruise? You can carry some stuff for headaches. You're going to carry some Benadryl with you. And food and water, a little bit of food and water. Seems to me like if you got some food, if you got some water, you got a pack of meds, you're going to need a backpack. You've got a time hack. You've got some rally points that you'll meet in case you get separated. You got a paper map of the city. You go ahead and you get your communications squared away. You've made your decision about whether or not you will or you won't carry your firearm, regardless of whatever they say about Capitol Hill. And you've got all your gear. Your attitude is such that you're proactive. And that means that the only thing you have to do left is just act. You've got your plan. Whatever that plan may be, you got to roll with it. You got to think about it now. And then you got to finally just be adaptable enough to overcome if your plan needs to change. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm considering. And this is all in response to what we've seen going on across the nation. Antifa shows up. They wear their little hoods, or they wear their little face masks. They scream, they yell, they milkshake, they put urine on you, they spit things at you, they hit you with clubs, they beat you in a group of people. Listen, that's why I don't go to these things, because I'm not the person that's going to get beat down. It just isn't that. I've never been that guy. And those of you that are out there that are listening, I know you're like me. Okay? And I've put a lot of thought into why I'm going. And I have to have a direct and understood purpose. I'm going to bring you the news. Now, you're going to fight for our rights. Okay? I'm going to bring you the news. I'm going to document this. Okay? So you have to be able to make that decision for yourself as to what you're going to put that plan into effect. That's what I'm saying here. I hope that you find it helpful. Guys, this is just my thought. Of course, once again, I'll say I don't want this to be alarmist. I want this to be more of preparedness. I want you to think about what's coming up and thinking about what could happen based on what we've seen in other locations, what type of violence that we've been privy to in other spots, and so that you can make the best choice. All of what I'm talking about today is speculative, and it just has to do with planning and preparing. Guys, I'm Robert Ham with Virginia's Second Amendment News. I'm reporting for your rights. Thank you for watching.